I moved here to St. Augustine, Florida to live my dream life. It didn't take long to realize other people did too. People who took a leap, followed what they loved, and built something of their own in this magical little town. The Soul-Led Sessions is about those people, the stories behind the businesses you see, visit, and fall in love with. Not just what they've created, but what it really took to get there. The risks, the pivots, the moments that changed everything, and what it actually looks like to build a life that feels aligned. These conversations are here to connect you to the heart of entrepreneurship, and maybe even to what's possible for your own life. I'm here with Nichole Clark at Cleaning Curly Salon in Mandarin in North Florida. Hi, Nichole. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. I want to talk a little bit about your beautiful salon, your space here dedicated to curly-haired ladies all over Florida, really, and Georgia.
Yeah, we do. We actually do get some people from Georgia.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how you got started in the hair industry.
In the hair industry.
Mhm.
Okay. I was actually in college. I was going for a completely different, I was going to college for social work.
Nice.
That was my major. And I happened to answer an ad out of the paper because that's how you found jobs way back then. They were looking for an assistant manager for a hair salon. And that's what I did. I got the job. It was great. That's what I did while I was in college. And I fell in love with hair then. At the time, it was not my intention to go into hair. I just feel like I lucked into it. And I kind of dabbled ever since then. So I ended up doing social work for a long time. I actually went on and got a master's degree and a license. So I was a licensed therapist until about 6 months ago. I let my license go. But yeah, I could have done like private practice and all that stuff. But I never loved it. And I always in the back of my mind was thinking back to hair, and I would do my friend's hair and stuff on the side. And I finally, when I was 31, I was just tired of hating my job.
Nice.
I was tired of waking up crying on Monday mornings. And I, at 31, signed up for hair school and started at 32.
31 and 32.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that.
That
Never
was
looked back.
No,
Amazing.
I had to work the whole time I was in hair school, so it took me a really long time to get through.
Wow.
I was working.
So you were still
full-time.
working as a social worker.
Yeah, I was working in substance abuse treatment.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That's heavy.
yeah.
This is much lighter.
But
Although there is a therapy to hair.
there really is.
Yeah.
There really is. But I really credit my time as a social worker with teaching me how to open up and communicate. I was very, very shy as a kid.
Really?
Very. Like painfully shy. I was like the nerdy kid.
Huh.
And I really, because of social work, I had to learn how to be a good communicator and be direct and be able to ask people questions. And I credit that with, with my ability to communicate with my clients now and be able to try to, parcel out what they're looking for.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. When I spoke with you another time, you had told me that you think of, I forget how you put it, your therapy, you do more for your clients now than you did as a therapist.
So much
more.
So much more. Because, in the fields that I was in as a social worker, people were mandated. They were forced by the courts or by like child protective services to go to treatment. They didn't want to be there.
Voluntary.
No.
Oh, that makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference. And, people come here because they're seeking out what we do.
So tell us a little bit about how you honed in on curly hair and made that your passion.
Yeah, I feel like that was also by accident. Like I just, there's so many things in life that are just so serendipitous. I had spent the first 7 years of my hair career working at a place called Naked Hair in Delray Beach, Florida. And I still think of that as very much my hair home. It was the first place
Your hair home. That's
yeah.
good. I've not heard that before.
Yeah. It was a husband and wife that owned it, and they were great. But at the end, right before I ended up leaving, you could kind of tell that the writing was on the wall. The salon was going to close very soon. And I had gone to a curly hair salon that was in the area. I cheated on my salon and I went to go get a curly cut because I kept getting, even from my coworkers who were very good hairdressers, I kept getting messed up haircuts. And I ended up with, one that had layers up to here on one side and down to here on the other side. And I was like, I need to go get this fixed.
Wow.
So I went to this Curly Salon, and the woman that ended up cutting my hair was the manager at the time. And when she found out I did hair, she's like, you need to come work here. She said she was moving in a couple of months, so she was going to train me how to do curly hair and then give me her clientele.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Fell into your lap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like every step of the way happened that way, serendipitous.
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes life gives it to you that way,
Yes.
How
beautiful. But you were open to that. You were open to receive that. And so,
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't have it in the back of my mind that, like, that I was sort of checking out the place. I had checked out a few other places. I would go in as a client. I would go to get a blow dry or something like that, just to see how it felt as a client before I walked in as an employee.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
So then you took over her clientele.
Yeah. So I left Naked Hair, and there was a lot of tears involved, and I felt horrible giving my notice. And but I went to this other place, and that's what happened there. She helped train me for a little bit, and they did a couple of like in salon trainings that were provided by Diva Curl, which were great.
Yeah.
Diva Curl was the business back then when it came to curly hair training.
10, 15 years ago? Or
This was 2017.
Okay. So not even 10.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. And then you got that full training through Diva Curl.
Through Diva Curl, we did a couple at the shop, and just being immersed in it, you're going to learn more every day. You're touching all these different kinds of curls, and I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, but I learned, you learn
as you go.
Yeah, a little bit. And then I took the level 2 training through Diva Curl in New York. It was a 3-day, very intense, really good education.
Wow.
Yeah, probably still the best curly hair education class I've ever taken. And I'm so sad that they don't have those anymore.
They don't do them anymore. Oh, so your knowledge is even more coveted. Your knowledge is even more coveted because you can't go out there and get it anymore.
Not that particular brand. Yeah. There are some other cutting companies that have similar techniques, similar ideas. But Rizzo does a lot of really good curly stuff. I've taken a couple of their trainings. I did the Curl by Curl with Lori Nassi, who founded Diva Curl. She was great.
Nice.
I've taken the raw curls training, which was mixed wet and dry cutting.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I've done some online stuff too.
And you're always open to more education.
Oh yeah, that's definitely my plan for 2026 is to take myself and whoever happens to be here with me at the time to something.
Wow. To go get training.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You always have to be continuing your education.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even when you niche down in hair, there's so much to learn. There's always a new technique or a new, and at this point, I don't feel like there's going to be anything like super groundbreaking to learn. But there's always that little improvement or that little thing that maybe you didn't think of before that you can pick up.
And new products probably that come out. And that's really with any industry though. You if you close off to that education, your learning ends and your growth ends, right? You want to keep growing as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, as a stylist, as a master of your craft, right? Yeah, that's cool. So then tell us how you transitioned from working for someone else in a salon to having your own place.
I never really wanted to be a business owner.
You didn't?
No.
Oh.
I never came into this with the intention of like, I'm going to open a shop. But I moved to Jacksonville in 2020, right before the pandemic. And after everything opened up in Florida, I was working at a salon in World Golf Village as a booth renter.
Ooh.
And I was like marketing and advertising and trying to get in new people. And within a year of starting there, I had to stop taking new clients because I was booked out too far.
Wow.
And it was stressing me out. I was booked out like 13 or 14 weeks at that point.
And you were just renting a chair in a salon.
Yeah. And it's a great problem to have, but it stresses you out because like if one of the kids ever got sick or if I ever got sick and I had to reschedule somebody, it'd be 3 or 4 months before I could get them back in. And that's not to me, that's not service.
No, right.
And service is like, this is the service industry, like whatever, I don't mean this to sound away, but like, I know a lot of successful hairdressers are like, I'm an artist, I'm a this, I'm a that. But if you're not serving your clientele,
wow.
like you have to be service minded. You have to think about How long does it take somebody to get in for an appointment? How
Yeah,
easy is it to make an
good for
appointment? You
you.
know,
But you're just a natural entrepreneur. You have this natural ability to recognize the industry that you're in, what your clientele wants. Like it's really, it just flows with you, it seems. You don't have to overthink it, or do you?
I don't know. I never really thought about it that way. But just so having that experience, I did start thinking about if I'm booked out this far after only a year in this area, like that is a shortage of this service for curly hair people in this
Yes.
area.
Yeah.
That means that there's a hole that needs to be filled.
Right.
So that's kind of when I started thinking about maybe I do need to open something up. And I thought about it and I hemmed and hawed and I kind of
Mm.
contemplated it for probably 2 years,
Wow.
started
2
gathering
years.
ideas
Mm.
and just thinking if I did do this, like what would I want it to look like,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then I started kind of looking for places. I think I saw a salon that had gone out of business and I was like, if I could like scoot into there
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just take over that space, like maybe that would make sense. And, obviously that one didn't work out. And it took me about another 2 years to actually find this space. That,
2 years.
yeah.
So 2 years of thinking and planning and waiting for a place to open up, but you already kind of had by the time the place was available, you already sort of had the plan, right?
Mm,
What'd you say?
I would
Yeah,
say for the most part,
yeah,
yeah. I had, snooped around and like what chairs would what chairs would I have because you
yeah,
want a chair that reclines. You want your
right,
client to be comfortable. So
right.
I found ones that have like a little neck thing that comes up so that there's support on
Mm.
your head while you're reclined. So just little
Ugh,
details like that
yeah, I love that.
yeah.
You're
So
so conscious of that, of the details and really pleasing your client, really,
I try to be,
yeah,
and I know
really
that
what
not everybody
people.
that sat in my chair has loved me, unfortunately.
Mm,
That's I
I
mean,
think
that's true
that's
with
par for the
anybody.
course, right?
Yeah, but I really, I've been a client, so I try to think about things from that point of view. Like,
Mm.
my first curly cut that I got for the styling, she flipped me forward to put in all the product, and then I stayed forward the whole time she was drying my hair. So I was upside down for like 30 minutes at
Losing
that
blood.
point, and yeah, I was like my back hurt, my neck hurt.
Oh,
So it was you kind of when you've been through the experience, you think about it from that point of view also. Like,
yeah,
how can I make this comfortable for someone so that their back isn't hurting or their neck isn't
yeah.
hurting?
That's the only time I've ever had a curly cut is forward,
Yeah.
upside down.
Yeah. So that's why, when
Exhausting.
we have the chairs that recline, you can go
Uh,
back, you can go forward, you can
Beautiful.
change positions every once in a while.
When you started your business, did you set a goal? It sounds like everything just fell into place for you and you got booked before you even had time to set a goal or a chance to set a goal. But did you have a goal in mind when
As
you
far as this place goes,
both maybe before you had your own place and this place? I guess this place. Let's focus on this place.
um, I don't know that I had a specific goal in mind when I started. I think I had spent so much time thinking about just getting it off the ground
Mm,
that was really that was my focus for the 6 months leading up to it. And then the 6 months after we opened is just like
right.
getting things up and operational. And, it took a long time for some of the other things to
Sure.
fall in place.
Yeah.
Like retail was a big thing in the beginning. I opened in October and I don't think I had retail until like mid-November because
Mm,
just waiting on
a
paperwork
lot.
and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
But my goal at this point, now that we've been open for a year, my goal at this point is to really build up the one stylist that I have and then possibly bring in another stylist once she's built. I don't
Gotcha.
want to like
Right.
overload and spread the work out too far so that
Right.
nobody's,
You don't
we're
want competition within your own salon,
yeah.
essentially. Yeah.
I want us all
Everybody's
to be able to
taken
be
care of.
successful and feed our families and ourselves and all of
Wonderful.
that kind of stuff.
That's
So
awesome.
I've worked places where they just overload the floor. They'll have 8 stylists on the floor and like 2 walk-ins a day, and you're
Jeez.
literally sitting in the
Oh
back
my
room for
goodness.
like 8 hours going like, "I gotta feed my kids. What am
Yeah.
I gonna do?"
Yeah. That's
You know?
awful.
So I've never wanted to do that.
Right. I like that plan is to have yourself fulfill and your employee fulfill.
Right. And then
Your
possibly bring on, another person who wants to
yeah,
specialize in curl.
amazing.
Yeah.
So you continue to set goals. That was my next question is
Yeah.
you had a goal that when you got started, but you continue to set goals along the way,
Yeah.
especially once everything gets put into place, all the pieces start to fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you see how things shake out, sometimes you have to pivot.
Mhm.
Um,
Pivoting.
yeah.
Yes, that's important, I
Yeah.
think, in any business to pivot, to learn how to pivot. You get good at pivoting as a business owner
Yeah.
because there's a lot of surprises that come up,
Oh,
right?
yes. We've had some just this week.
Really? Just this week.
Yeah,
What was your biggest surprise or biggest thing that was the most unexpected thing that happened since you started?
since I've started. Wow.
It's a
Um,
tough question, I know,
it
because
is. I
there's a
think
lot.
the biggest surprise upon opening was that I was fully staffed when I opened, and I
Ah,
didn't think that that would happen.
wow.
Yeah. I am no longer fully staffed though. So,
Yeah, that's
um,
great.
yeah,
That's amazing,
yeah,
actually.
it was at the time.
How long did it take your business from the time you found the place, let's say, because there was like a 2-year period you said before, the
Mhm.
time you found a place until the time you opened for business? How long
It
for
actually
you?
felt really fast. I want to say it was either like late June or early July when I actually found this
Uh-huh.
spot
Uh-huh.
quite by accident. And then I opened on October 1st.
October 1st.
Yeah.
My gosh, wow.
Yeah.
So just like
Actually,
2 or 3 months.
yeah, I opened on my mom's birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Yeah. I once I saw that it was a possibility, I like really pushed for it because I thought like my mom has been a huge supporter. I
Oh,
honestly wouldn't be where I am without my mom.
that's another question I have for you. So
Oh,
that's
really?
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like my
Beautiful.
mom has my back in so many ways.
She's local. Oh, so she comes in here and supports you through.
She's my only straight hair client.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Not no curly hair from mom, huh?
No, no, definitely came
Yeah,
from dad's side.
that's cool. She's your only straight hair
She's my only
client.
no,
I
I
love
maybe
that.
have 1 or 2 sprinkled that I'm not thinking of, but, like,
Yeah, but
she's my straight hair client.
I love it.
Whenever anyone asks me if I do straight hair, I'm like, "Yes, I see my mom."
That's
But
cute.
she's why we moved up here. We wanted
Oh,
to be
okay.
closer to family, so
Nice.
yeah.
And you have one son
I have 1 son and 1
and
daughter.
one daughter, right? And they're how old are they?
She's 10 and he will be 7
Okay.
in, a month.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was pregnant with him when I opened my suite in
Yes.
2018.
Okay. So
Um
2018 when you opened your suite.
mhm.
Oh. And you were
I was
pregnant.
very pregnant. I was probably 6 months pregnant when I
Wow.
found it.
So nothing stops you really from
I guess
from
not.
pursuing your dream.
I didn't really
You
think about it
probably
that
don't think
way,
about
but
it. Yeah.
it that felt like I had to at that
Wow.
time. It really felt like I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You felt the pressure or you felt just the push or
How
the
honest do you want me to be?
honest,
I was
honestly.
working in a very toxic environment and I had
Yeah.
to get out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Toxic, physically toxic, mentally, both,
Mentally,
emotionally
mentally,
toxic.
mentally.
Wow.
We had absentee owners and the
Uh,
place was basically being run by the receptionist and she was a pot stirrer. She would
oh,
lie. She would engineer
oh,
situations to make people look bad, and
oh
I don't
no.
know why. She would like have access to do my own booking,
Oh,
so they had to go through her to
she
book.
was
And she
running it
like
all?
the final straw was like one of my clients had texted me and said, "Can I get an appointment?" So I said to her, "Hey, my client wants to book an appointment," and she said they have to call. So my client then called the
Gosh.
shop and she walked out of the shop to go outside and smoke a cigarette instead of taking my client's phone call after she told them to call a shop.
Oh my goodness.
That was the final straw, and that wasn't even
And
the
that
biggest
wasn't
thing.
even it. Yeah, that was
Wasn't
just the
no.
end.
I'm pretty sure she was stealing tips the entire time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's
And I
awful.
just I couldn't do it
So you knew
anymore.
you had to get out, and so that was when you started your own chair. You rented a chair, and then
That was when I
so
opened the suite.
there was like a 5-year period between that time and opening your own shop completely?
Yeah, so
Or
I had that one for a year
mm,
and I actually closed it because we were gonna move up here.
mm,
So I had it from 2018 to 2019, and then we moved up here in January 2020, and then I
mm.
opened this October of 24. Is that
Wow.
right?
Yeah,
Oh
sounds
my
right.
god.
That's flying. I'm in that time flying zone too. I don't know what's
Right?
happening. So you're able to work full time here
Mhm.
while your kids are in school, while your kids are
Mhm.
being cared for, and nights as well, weekends as well.
I try to do every other Saturday.
Oh,
I
that's
don't like working Saturdays because I do miss that time with my family,
yeah.
but I understand that some people can only come on Saturday. So I
Every other
do
is a
every
good
other is a
plan.
yeah, I was doing
Yeah.
every for a long time and it just we had
Too
no family
much.
time.
Yeah,
We
I
had
bet.
Because when you're, when dad works Monday through Friday and mom works whatever and Saturday, your only family day is Sunday. And
Mhm.
we would be playing catch up every
Yeah,
Sunday and just
it's not
doing
fun.
chores, and we would never have any fun
Sounds
together as a
familiar.
family. So
Yeah,
like, for the sake of my family, I stepped back on Saturdays and took like a pretty good hit to my income to
good
do
for
it.
you though for recognizing that you needed that time together and
We had
prioritizing.
to.
I think
We
that's
had
the
to.
beauty of being an entrepreneur as well is even if it means sacrifice in areas, in financial areas
Mhm.
or in other areas, you have the ability to prioritize family first if you want to
Yeah.
and
I'm
kids
very
first and
blessed.
yeah.
Like, if I had continued on as a social worker, I would not
Mhm.
have the flexibility to be with my kids as much as I am, to
Right.
set my own hours so that I can work around their schedule.
Yeah.
I get them off to school and then I get ready for work, and then, you know what
Oh,
I
so
mean?
nice.
Yeah.
So you can take a leisurely morning,
I mean, I
sort
wouldn't
of.
call it leisurely,
Leisurely. I was
but
gonna ask you if you have a morning
but
routine.
yeah, I do. I
I
do.
like to hear successful people, whether or not they have a morning routine.
Really?
I just think it's always telling to
Really?
me. I think so.
Yeah.
What is your morning routine if you don't mind sharing?
Well, the alarm goes off at 6. I usually hit snooze because I'm a sleeper. I
Uh-huh.
would sleep, I
You
value
need your
sleep.
sleep, absolutely.
I usually then go and wake up my daughter, and the dog follows me into her room.
Nice. That's
The
cute.
dog has to make sure both the kids are up before she'll come downstairs for the
Aw,
day.
little
So
caretaker.
I'll go wake up my daughter and send her downstairs to start eating breakfast with dad, and then I'll go get my son up,
Cute.
and then we'll go downstairs together.
Nice.
And it's getting the lunches together,
Yeah.
getting them, like, a couple days a week. I walk my daughter to school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I really like where we live because it is walkable, it's
Mhm.
bikeable, you know what
Mhm.
I mean? It's nice to be we're close to the pool, we're close to the playground, we're
That's
close to,
great.
and I wanted that. Like, we had
Yes.
looked at some
Community.
places,
Yeah.
and you would have had to drive everywhere, and I was just like,
Right. No,
"No."
I like that too, walkable.
Yeah. And it honestly, it gets I get to exercise. I get to
Yeah. Oh,
go
sure.
for a walk in the morning and,
And
like, get the
nothing's
blood
better
pumping,
than fresh air in the
especially
morning
right
and
now, it's so
sunshine.
nice.
So nice. I know
The
the
weather
cooler
this morning
temps.
was just,
Perfect.
oh my gosh. So, yeah, I
Yes.
walk her to school, and then, some days we get my son on the bus, and then some days I drive him to therapy,
Mhm.
depending on the day, and then just depending on the day, after she's at school or after he's on the bus, I'm jumbling because
It's okay.
it's different every day.
No, it's okay.
The days that I take him to the
We'll
bus,
piece
I
it
try to
together.
work out at the house.
Nice.
So, like, if I walk her, that's my workout for the day.
Mhm.
If I take him to the bus, I come home and I do some weightlifting while I watch trash TV.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Trash TV,
Yeah, so
weightlifting.
do
That's a
some
good
weightlifting because, at
combo.
our age, we have to keep the
Yes.
muscle.
Yeah. Weight
Can't lose
training.
muscle.
Absolutely.
And then I get ready for work and come here. I usually take my first client at 10. I try to get here by like 9:30, just because there's always something that needs to be
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So, come in here and, like, clean up a little bit and
Uh-huh.
get the
And your
day
first client's
ready.
at 10.
First client's at 10,
Okay.
and then I'll
Cool.
work till, depends on the day, anywhere between like 6 and 8.
Oh, really? So you
Yeah.
do work into the evening.
Yeah.
Nice. To keep that clientele coming in. That's a long day. 10 to 6 or 10 to 8 is long.
Yeah. Well, Wednesday's my short days. So I'm here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every other Saturday. And then there's a lot of,
Mm.
behind the scenes work. So
Yeah.
Wednesdays are pretty short. So it all evens out,
Mhm.
you know?
Do you hire out for any of the work that you don't like doing, or do you do it all
I do
yourself?
everything.
Everything,
I do
all the
everything.
bookkeeping, all the
Yes.
ordering, all
I do.
the
Yes.
wow,
All the accounting,
all the
which
accounting.
is a struggle. Like, it's
I
not
bet.
I honestly wish that I could afford to
Uh-huh.
hire all that out and just do the hair.
Yeah. You
That's
will someday.
someday.
That's a goal, sounds
Yeah.
like. Make
Yeah.
that a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. But you do it all yourself.
I
So
do
you
all
must be
myself.
working a lot at home as well,
Yeah.
beyond the hours that
Yeah.
you're here
Yeah.
in
I
the
do
salon.
I do, most of the social media,
Wow.
most of the SEO,
Wow.
all of the SEO.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Whew.
It is. But, I'm trying to build, and I'm trying to build myself, and I'm trying to build my stylists, and,
Yeah.
I really value the stylist that I have here.
Yeah.
She's young, she's really talented, she's really smart, she's
Yeah.
really open to learning.
Wow.
I feel really blessed to have her. She puts in a lot of work too. And so I really am trying very hard to like work on building the recognition and making sure that like when people search, we come up pretty high on the list
Yeah,
so that I can support her in her career
that's
too, you
awesome.
know?
What a great feeling to be able to not only support yourself and your family, but someone else and their family. That's huge. That's like even just one person right now is that's like the culmination of entrepreneurship. Like that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
Is to be able to afford to provide for someone else's family. That's huge.
Yeah.
Amazing. What an accomplishment in just 1 year.
Well, I don't know if I've accomplished that yet,
Ah,
but we're
getting
trying.
there.
We're
Yeah, you're
trying,
getting
man.
there.
We're trying. And you know, eventually I'd like to have all of the chairs filled
Yes.
and
Isn't
just
it
keep a nice
beautiful?
cozy little like it feels very much it's calm here, it's
Mm,
serene,
it
it's
is
not insane,
very
it's
much.
not
I feel that.
loud, it's not,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like it's
It's,
very chill and I
yes.
like it. I
Yes.
like it
You
that
don't
way.
want it to be fast paced and quick and in and out.
I
And
don't want it to be one of these high end, like super busy, like
mm,
noise everywhere. Like I
mm-mm.
value serenity.
Mhm.
And I feel it for the most part, it feels pretty serene here. And I really like it.
Absolutely. The energy in here is beautiful. And I feel like it feels very unrushed and very, but you're getting it done too. I mean, you're not taking so much time that it's slowing people down in their day.
Mm.
You're balancing just enough time with your client with getting the job done, but making them feel unrushed, making them feel welcome. Yeah.
That really is the goal. Like I've
Yeah.
worked places where we had to do a curly cut start to finish in an hour and it's just not
Wow.
enough time. It's just not
No
enough time,
way.
especially like as much hair as you've got, right?
Yeah.
Like we had assistants there. So
Hmm.
there would be somebody else doing part of the work.
Right.
But I really like it to feel very personal. Like
Hmm.
I want to take my client to the shampoo bowl and start to finish. Literally, this is how you shampoo your hair.
Yeah.
This is how you make sure that you've set the canvas for your hair to
Mm.
accept conditioner. This is
Right.
how you apply your conditioner to make sure that your hair is able to soak up everything it needs to soak up,
Because that's
you
a
know?
whole thing with curly hair. And I've learned this in my probably 25 years of educating myself. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing when I was younger, but I
Mhm.
just throw some mousse in it and go.
Yep.
And using, my mom, I won't even tell you the things that my mom did with my hair as a kid, but
Yep.
she did not know what to do with my hair. But there is a system, and everybody's different because we all have different curl patterns and
Mhm.
textures, and right. So, and you're dealing with all kinds of different ethnicities with curly hair as well.
Mhm.
So having that knowledge and educating your clients so they go home and they can do that at home rather than just saying, "Oh, you look pretty today," and off you go. See you in 8 weeks. You're giving them that training so they can get that
100%.
at home, which is huge.
100%. And that is such a big part of the focus is that it's like, I want to teach you everything you need to know about how to do your hair yourself
Mm,
so that you can like it every day, not
yeah,
just when you leave here.
that's a whole different ballgame when it
Right.
comes to hair in any salon. I feel like not anybody, certainly not everybody, gets education when they go to a salon, whether you have straight hair, curly hair, whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, like we've grown up getting bad advice.
Yes.
And sometimes there's so much information out there online.
Yeah.
It's you can muddle through hours and hours and hours
Yeah.
and there's some good information and there's some information that's not going to apply to every person because
Right.
not every curl is the
True.
same.
Yeah.
So to have somebody who understands the different who can just like whittle it down for you
Right.
and be like, don't worry about what all of the influencers said.
Hmm.
This is what I think applies best to your own hair.
Exactly. Because they're coming in then probably with questions and with,
Yeah.
here's what I saw on TikTok or
All the time.
whatever.
All the time. This is
'Cause
what
that's
AI
where
told me.
people
That's the new
go.
one that we're hearing. This is what AI told me to do.
Oh, no.
Um,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
so like we've been fed a lot of bad information. So
Hmm.
like to rush you through a cut or to rush you through a style is not
Yeah.
doing you any service.
No, absolutely not.
It's, how do you learn how to love your hair? Like so many of us
Hmm.
were taught that we had bad hair or frizzy hair or poofy hair
Yeah.
or, like let's teach you
Crazy
how to
hair is what
love.
I was told,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy
So
hair. Yeah.
let's teach you how to love
Yes.
what you're naturally given
And
and not have
embrace
to
it.
alter yourself to feel
Right.
accepted,
Right.
you
Because how
know?
many curly haired girls, and this probably applies to a lot of you, go and straighten their hair, get it chemically straightened, try to use straighteners, which is horrible for your hair to burn it out like that every day, right?
Yeah.
Doing the opposite of what I used to even dye my hair black when I was young with washout. It was supposed to be like a 6-week thing that ended up being quite permanent.
Oh no.
And that was not a fun experience. But, doing things like that to change instead of just embracing what you have.
Yeah. And
Learning to
we live in
love.
Florida. You straighten your hair and then you walk outside and it poofs right back up. Like,
No kidding.
Right
away.
why did I spend all that time
Right.
and sweat and energy and,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my
you got to
gosh,
learn
yeah.
how to love in all weather.
Yeah.
You straighten your hair and then you feel like you can't go outside because it's going to get wet. Like,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, can't get wet. Yeah. I've done that many times.
and then, the chemical straighteners, you mentioned the chemical straighteners, they're so toxic.
Oh
They're so
gosh.
toxic.
The chemical straighteners. I don't even know how their hair doesn't just burn out. I mean, it does fry it. It fries
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Sometimes it really does. And it depends on like which chemical straightener is used. But you see sometimes people's hair is so damaged that the curl will never recover and you literally have to grow it out and cut it
just
before you
redo
have
it. I
curl.
mean, just completely start new.
from scratch.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. And that's, a big part of, the name Clean and Curly is because my first love in hair was clean. I worked at an organic salon. I sought that out on purpose.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't realize that. That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So you value organic ingredients, non-toxic,
Yeah.
no fragrances, no chemicals.
Very much.
You-
We're working with this stuff every single day.
Absolutely.
I'm working with color all day long every day.
Yeah.
I don't want to breathe in ammonia
Good
all
for
day long every
you.
day. It
Good.
doesn't, we worked with ammoniated color in school and I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
So you only tell us more about your products and what you use both for color and for styling.
So for color, I primarily use a brand called Original and Mineral. So it's ammonia free, so you don't have that immediate smell while you're putting it on. It's PPD free. PPD it's one of the pigments in hair color.
Oh, okay.
But if you've had an allergic reaction to hair color where your scalp has turned really red, sometimes people will swell really badly and the swelling can extend like all the way down into their eyes. That's usually a PPD allergy.
Wow.
So they've taken that out and they've replaced it with pigments that actually work.
Oh, great.
It's resorcinol free, and resorcinol is another thing that's in a lot of color, even like very clean colors. It's an endocrine disruptor.
Is it
So
really?
yeah, so
And
you're
that's
putting it
just
on your scalp, it's absorbing right in.
normally in hair dyes.
It's in most hair dyes, yeah. So this one has none of that. It gives really good gray coverage and it doesn't fade.
So great.
It doesn't fade super fast. I've worked with a lot of organic colors that they look okay day one, and then the first time you wash them, they turn orange.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's not fun.
Ugh. Good for you
So-
for sourcing those really high quality, not only non-toxic, but high quality, non-toxic organic ingredients.
Definitely.
That's
It's a
amazing.
very high quality line. I don't know that I would say
So
that it's
good.
actually organic because
Oh,
there's not all
right.
organic ingredients in the color,
Right.
but it's very high quality.
close
It's
as you can
very
get.
it's
Yeah.
as low tox as you can get in hair
Great.
color, and it works. It
And it
performs.
works.
And
Yeah.
that's the most important thing because,
Yeah.
even the cleanest of our crunchiest of crunchy friends,
Yeah.
right? If it doesn't work, they don't want to use it.
Right.
So
True.
when you can find something that is clean and performs well, it's,
That's a winner.
very big
That's
winner.
awesome. I was going to ask you what fuels you every day? What continues to fuel you every day? Like what gets you up in the morning and going and doing this every day?
Honestly, at this point, it's my family. This is how I provide for my family right now. Yeah. And also, I really like what I do.
Right.
I love what I do.
It's a win-win.
I get to help people in a way that I didn't think I was going to be able to help people. I get to help people feel good about themselves. I get to help people look good. Our hair is so important to us. You know what I mean?
So
like
important.
they didn't coin the term bad hair day for no reason. When our hair is off, we just don't feel like ourselves.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get to help people feel good. I get to work in an environment that I really love. Like this is my sanctuary.
Oh, wow.
And I get to provide for my family all at the same time. It's like,
amazing.
I can't imagine doing anything else. I don't want to do anything else at this point. I feel like if I ever had to leave hair, I don't know what I would do.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just your passion. And your family
I
is
feel
your
like this is where I
passion, and
belong,
you
and
get
especially with the curly girls, like, this is
yes,
where I belong, like, these are my people, like,
yes.
as soon as I went from, like, working with all of the hair to doing the curly hair, I just felt like I was at home.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Did you always have a handle on your own hair, like your
No,
curls?
no.
Not until you learned the education behind it, right?
Yeah. And I continue to learn. I
Yeah,
continue to play with products and try different techniques
cool.
and, it's, no, I did not always have a handle on it.
None of us did, especially in the 80s and 90s. I
Oh.
feel like that time for curly-haired girls was
I mean, for so many years,
not
I was washing
good.
my hair every day and then,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
putting it in a bun to get all the wave
Oh,
out of
oh,
it or
yeah.
something, and
Just ripping it.
yeah.
I used to sleep with ponytail and oh. And what's been the hardest thing? I don't know if you've answered this already, but what's been the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur?
I'm gonna say the time involvement. It
Mm.
takes a lot of time. When I was working in somebody else's salon, I could show up 15 minutes before my first
Oh,
client
sure.
and maybe spend 20 minutes cleaning up at the end of the day.
Wow.
And now I'm here 30 minutes before and I'm here an hour to 2 hours after every client. And then all the time you spend at home. And
Mhm.
it's just, it's a big investment in time.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I do
Commitment.
feel like other parts of my life are kind of falling by the wayside a little bit, unfortunately.
That's normal, I think, to
Yeah.
to let things slip and
Yeah.
have loads of laundry piling up and
Oh, girl. You don't
yeah,
wanna see.
yeah. What about the easiest thing? What's been the easiest thing about being an
Easiest thing.
entrepreneur?
I would say the freedom,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Like, I can be here when I need to be here, I can take off when I need to take off,
Yeah.
and that was true even when I was booth renting, though, like,
Mhm.
Thanksgiving, the kids are off the entire week of school, so I'm also off,
Oh, that's great.
you know what I mean? I just
That's so
I
cool.
get the school calendar at the beginning of the year, and if they're off, I mark off, and
Good for
sometimes
you.
I may add in a day here and there, but, like,
Yeah,
I get to
that's so
adjust my
cool.
schedule as I need to.
And be with them
Be
when
with
they're
my kids
home.
when they're home.
Beautiful. I love that. Oh, do you collaborate with other businesses? Any other local businesses at all? I guess anyone? Or do you think about
Collaborate,
collaborating, like
meaning
doing pop-ups here or doing anything like that? Or do you think about doing
I
anything like
haven't thought
that?
about any of that kind of stuff. I've been so
Yeah,
focused on the day to day
just
and just
yeah,
like getting this place built that I
right.
I think it's a great idea.
Mhm.
And I think my brain doesn't go to that
Right.
stuff
Because you're still in build mode. You're still in like, let's get this started mode.
very
That would be a
much.
cool idea though. Pop
Yeah.
up. Have little people selling jewelry or whatever their thing is and
Yeah.
having like an open house type, keeping appointments, but having people come in and just visit. Maybe there's some curly hair dancers that need a cut, but they haven't been sure whether or not they want to come here. I'm always coming up with ideas like this
You
for
are. Your brain is
businesses
like you're
because
you're
I
good
don't
at
know.
that.
I don't know why I'm good at that. Really, it just comes to me. What quote lights you up? Do you have a quote that you are inspired by or that you think of maybe on hard days or not? Just every day?
Um, I don't think I have a quote. I have
No?
some mantras.
Okay. Would you mind sharing the mantras?
Yeah, the serenity prayer.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like the serenity prayer.
Yeah.
It keeps it really simple.
Hmm. I love the
Um,
serenity prayer also.
yeah. And I took a meditation class with a friend a long time ago, and they had this list of mantras
Mm,
to kind of help you. And the one that really stuck with me is just be still and know that I am God.
I love that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
And you can breathe with that one. Just
Hmm.
be still and know that I am God. So when I really need to like calm and chill,
Hmm.
it's
Good deep breath.
yeah.
That
And I
mantra.
feel like it's a good one because it's whatever God means to you. God is different to so many people.
Totally.
Mm,
Yeah.
and it's, whatever that means to you, whatever resonates with you.
Hmm.
And just remind you that whatever it is, the universe, serendipity, God,
Hmm.
your back is gotten. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like somebody's got
absolutely.
your back
Yep.
and you don't have to control everything and you don't have to worry about everything.
That's a
Sometimes
beautiful
you
one.
just need to let
I
go.
love it. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Okay, what words of advice do you have for a new entrepreneur just getting started in your industry or in any field?
I guess I still don't really think of myself as an entrepreneur. I think of myself as a hairdresser
Okay.
who happens to own a business.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had words of advice for a new person in the hair industry, I would say explore.
Mm.
I see a lot of people wanting to specialize right out of school, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. And my one employee is that's exactly what she's doing. She's
Mm-hmm.
specializing right out of school.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really glad that I had the first 7 years of my career
Yeah.
working with all different textures, all different techniques, all different types
Mm-hmm.
of services, because I still call on those things
Sure.
even when I'm working on just curls. So get a good base of knowledge
Mm-hmm.
before you really decide what your passion is and what you want to narrow. And it might be
Yeah.
something that you didn't think.
Right.
You know?
Right. True. So
I
you have an opportunity to explore and find that.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
even as a social worker, I really thought that I wanted to work with children and families. And that is what I did initially, but I did some internships with adults. I did some internships with it was like a mental health hospital.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I tried a bunch of different things before I ended up where I ended up, which was in substance abuse.
Hmm.
It was not where I thought I wanted to go.
Sure. Yeah.
Um,
And how would you have known that if you
if
hadn't
I hadn't tried
tried it
several
first?
different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great advice. Really great advice. 2 more questions.
Okay.
What do you wish you could tell your 18-year-old self? If you could go back and
Oh
tell yourself
gosh.
something
My 18-year-old
about adulthood.
self.
Yeah.
Man, she was in college.
Mm.
She was flunking out of UF.
Oh,
Um, but honestly, even that experience was really valuable.
yeah.
So it's, maybe I would tell her like this seems like a hard time right now, but through every season of pain we grow.
Mm.
Um,
Yes.
and those are the things that bring us to our faith and to our spirituality.
Mm.
And we don't see growth until we're in pain.
100%.
So sometimes pain is necessary.
Hmm. Absolutely. Great advice. And final question, do you feel as though you're living your dream life right now?
I'm close.
Awesome. Beautiful. I loved this. Thank you so much for being here with us and for sharing your space and your knowledge and your
Thank you for
beautiful
reaching
brain.
out.
I trust that whatever was meant for you in this conversation will remind you there's a way to build a life you love. Follow where it leads, and I'll see you in the next session. Be sure to like and subscribe to never miss an episode.